Dumb.
Stupid.
Crazy. Dangerous.
Stinks.
That's really bugging me. Oh, is it bugging you? No, it's not bugging you, it's bugging you.
You like to get
that
buggered, don't you, Dylan?
Can you say, look at that?
I find that Tom very jarring. Yeah, I do. Bug at this.
Funny, buggered.
But yeah, that's how I used to try and... I used to wind up Scott by that, and I just try and wind everyone else up. Whenever anyone says they were jarring to me, I always correct them that it should be jarring, which obviously jars them even further.
By the way, Dylan, your hair looks a bit different today.
I'll tell you why. I've
No, see, Dylan. What you're doing right now is you're not talking into the mic. Like,
I did actually realise that as I was realised.
Yes,
when I got
I would say
that,
listening
Sometimes people move away from the mic for comedic effect, especially if you want to make it sound like, I don't know. I've seen people do it sometimes. So just pretend you're doing it for comedic effect, Dylan.
Something like that. Anyway.
But anyway, yes, what I was saying was I've recently got this new product and it's really seeming to have an effect. It's called, it's like this peppermint hairspray and it encourages hair to grow where it once grew before.
Okay,
and,
sure.
You know, the results are pretty instantaneous. It's like
I can see.
Demoxenil from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you did get a haircut earlier on today, didn't you? And the thing is,
I did earlier today. Earlier today, my hair looks like this.
Jesus Christ! Oh my God! No, Dylan, what have they done to you? Jesus! No.
Yeah.
Dylan, what?
I quite like. Actually, I wonder. Yeah, quite. I do quite like the wig look. I might put the wig back on. I do quite like this.
I cannot believe you're that bald. Like, that's crazy. Fucking hell. So when you sent me that photo...
That's the baldest person I've ever seen.
You didn't have a haircut when you sent me that photo today?
Well, no, obviously not, no.
No.
Yeah, that was before. What the plan was, I was hoping to have a bit more hair, but the other thing I planned to do, which apparently doesn't work, because there are only... What I wanted to do was I wanted to dye it blonde. So I kind of wanted to look like this, but obviously...
Dye what blonde?
Hair. Well, just kind of like...
Your hair, I guess.
my hair blonde.
That's the joke, Michael. He hasn't got any left.
Oh, I see. That is quite clever, yeah.
Hang on. Where's the laugh track when you need it?
Yeah, the thing is, Dylan, I'm just worried that, because you sent me that photo of you giving a thumbs up with your hair before it was cut, and it didn't look that great, so I sent you a photo of, your hair just...
Yeah, I showed that I showed that to my barber, and he said that was brutal, and he said that you're a bad friend.
Really?
No, he didn't say that, but he said it was
okay. No, but I'm just worried. I didn't make you get your hair cut, right?
Yeah, you did, and you really upset me as well. I should show you the marks on my wrist that resulted from that picture you sent me.
Okay.
I mean, I only did
it was you who
sent
sent the picture to me first. I just cropped it.
I only did it long ways for it's long ways for it's sideways. I did it sideways. Sideways for attention, long ways for results.
Yes. So yeah, that's it. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Well, good.
I'm not that messed up yet, but it's just a site. It's
of course,
just a
the
cry for
funny
help
thing.
at the moment.
The good thing about that sideways for attention, long ways for results is, and Dylan, I know you know about this, the guy who did the review of the top worst Family Guy episodes, and he reviews the episode where they make that joke, and he breaks character, stares into the camera, and gives a serious, impassioned plea about the importance of mental health, and he's if anyone watching this is struggling, and it's just so funny in the middle of a top 10 worst Family Guys episodes video, how seriously he takes the joke.
I think he made it the number one worst for that very reason, because it had that joke that in inverted commas in it.
I bet he did. Yeah, I bet he used the phrase this joke is so offensive, which I love the idea of anyone making a review of Family Guy and criticizing one of the episodes for having an offensive joke.
And then it's this. Oh, sorry, I'll just say one thing. He had this banner as well for suicide prevention hotline underneath him as he spoke about it too. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, it's not as I would understand it. It doesn't seem like it's much of a joke. It's literally that is it's a fact, Anyway, let's talk about some more, I guess, media criticism. Because I want to talk. Because the thing is, I would have talked about this with Michael on Select and Reflect, but we're not doing an episode this week. Oppenheimer. I want to talk about that, which I haven't seen.
Well,
we're talking about whether or not it's funny that all the Japs got. I can't say that.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to talk about. Yeah. Wasn't it hilarious? And that's the thing. There weren't any. If you've seen the movie, Michael, there was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there weren't any Japanese people in the movie. Now you could say that's an artistic choice by Christopher Nolan to show how distant and how disconnected Oppenheimer was from the Japanese people, which allowed him to commit such a horrible crime. Or you could say it's racist.
Or you could say that he didn't want to make the atomic bombing seem justified, and he realized that showing just one single Japanese person gleefully celebrating the torture of POWs and the murdering of Chinese civilians would have made everybody immediately realize that actually nuking them was pretty based.
Yeah,
maybe that's it.
No, I just
maybe there's like a deleted scene where you got some like Japanese people sat around like, oh, I got to kill the civilians.
Yeah,
and then
but
Christopher was like, right, we can't include that. It does make it seem kind of like they had it coming.
Yeah, I just imagine what people want. Who want to see like Japanese people, just innocent Japanese civilians, incinerated. That's what they really wanted out of Oppenheimer. And they just want...
that would have been good.
Yeah, just some Japanese person like eating sushi and looking up at the sky going, oh, what's that? Oh, and then just... And then there we go.
Yeah.
Now the movie
what
is...
about...
Yeah, now the movie isn't racist. Yeah.
Did you hear about that guy who he survived like I can't remember the order. I think he survived the atomic bombing at Hiroshima, and then he moved to Nagasaki and got bombed again.
Just my rook. That's what Yeah, no. But yeah, I guess, look, I don't think the Japanese have ever made a piece of media about the atomic bomb, and not certainly created an iconic character based off, radioactivity, fallout, and all of that. Which
definitely not.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know honestly how they would have felt about getting nuked. Anyone got anything more to say about Oppenheimer or Dylan's hair?
No, I think we're done.
No, okay. I guess Elon Musk also changed Twitter to X now.
Oh, that is funny, isn't it?
The X-rated app, I suppose. Let's get those OnlyFans snaps on there.
Actually, that actually reminds me of something, Dylan. I was going to do this. Now, thankfully, you reminded me because you're such a great special boy. Right, I'm going to put an image in the chat.
I'm very special.
Good.
I'm going to put an image in the chat, and maybe you can add this in, Michael. I guess.
I think I can. I think that's within my
for people to see. So you see on screen there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 logos. Now, can you tell me? I just want you. We'll alternate. So Dylan, have a guess what the first X. What logo is that for?
I think that's.
This is quite funny.
I think that's like crypto, isn't it?
Okay, Michael. What about the second X? What do you think that's for?
I think it's an adult content site.
It's a porn website. I'll tell you after, Dylan.
Yeah. No, I think I know. I feel like it's got some kind of like. Is it called like XN something?
Okay. Well, I'll tell you after, Dylan. Yeah. The third one.
Third one is a website called X Videos.
Michael, the fourth one, the fourth X.
The fourth one is Shitter.
Yes, the X or Twitter. The fifth one, Dylan. What's the fifth X?
I don't know this one, but I'm assuming, apart from the fourth one, I'm assuming it's a porn website. Is my assumption.
Michael, the sixth X. What is that?
I feel like it have to be like it looks like a womany one or something.
Womany one.
Maybe it's like OnlyFans or something like that.
Or maybe a gay one, maybe because it's pink. Maybe.
Oh, it could be a gay one. Yeah.
No, but here's.
By the way, I also want to say I think Dylan's wrong about the third X. I think this fourth X would be X videos.
Well, the fourth X is Twitter.
Sorry, the fifth X is X videos.
Yes.
And I feel like because the thing is the X on that one has like an arrow, so I feel like it's probably like express something.
Okay, well-
like it's like delivery.
Okay, well, I'll tell you, it's not Express something. All those logos, apart from the Twitter logo, are all for porn websites. So yes,
That's quite good.
so there you go. Those are all porn, apart from
What was the second one?
porn. I'm not sure. It's just porn. So,
Oh, that's disappointing.
and that's the thing. Elon Musk tried to change PayPal to X.com back in like 2001, and people kept saying, "Well, no, we don't want that to change because it just reminds us of porn."
If it was because he liked porn, that would be okay. Like it's
No.
it's the scarier thing is that it's just because he's got some kind of weird obsession with the letter X.
That is, he named his kid X.
Yeah, see, again, that's an example of where, actually maybe in that case it's good he didn't have an obsession with porn, because there's lots of worse things he could have called his kid.
I guess so. Yeah. What, like cum shot? Like he's not.
That's it.
Oi, blowjob. Go to your room.
Yeah, exactly. So let's do the main course we're doing today. And I honestly don't know how this is going to go, because this is something new we haven't done before. Basically, you guys are going to be doing impressions of celebrities, basically.
Okay.
And there's going to be 6 celebrities. And I've written like quick scripts and also using ChatGPT to help me.
Oh, boo.
Yeah. This is like the Jimmy Fallon thing where they do the celebrities.
And yeah, basically we've got 6 celebrities, and they're in interesting scenarios basically. And I'm going to send you the scripts of them in this interesting scenario, and basically you're going to try and do your best impression of said celebrity.
Okay, I like this.
Yes, I am going to rate, I guess, them out of 5, so it's a competition. So you can, yeah. By the way, some of them aren't celebrity, like real celebrities. Some are fictional as well.
Okay.
I see.
So I've got the list. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to tell you the list of people, and then we're going to have like a draft, and you're going
You
to
love your drafts.
yeah.
Is it going to be a snake draft?
It is going to be a snake draft. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
You're so predictable.
I know, right? Well, that's the fairest way to do it. Apart from the last one, where we're going to flip a coin, or if the 2 remaining you guys already know who you want to pick, we don't need to do that. But yeah, so I shall tell you the people who you will be doing impressions of today. Of course, you'll be doing 3 each. So first we have Batman and Alfred, and of course they've got a scenario. Then we have Paul Merson. Do you know who he is, by the way, Michael?
Yeah. Paul Merton from the Have I Got News for You?
No. Paul.
Wait,
You mean
Paul
Paul
Merson,
Merson?
Yes, I said that's what I said. Paul
Not
Merson.
Merton.
Yeah.
Oh, Paul Merson. Oh, English former football player.
You know who he is, don't you, Dylan?
Oh god, yeah, he used to do Soccer Saturday. I'm trying to remember what he sounds like though. He sounds a bit like because he always predicts the league and he's always wrong when he predicts it. I've got it.
Well, he just sounds like a kind of a Cockney guy,
No, I've got it. I think Nottingham Forest are going to win the league this year. Yeah, I've got it.
Then we have Morgan Freeman.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we have Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes. The Governator.
And then we have Austin Powers. And we have Rishi Sunak as well. So I'm going to let you be creative with the Rishi Sunak one,
Yeah, okay. So obviously we're going to do it accurately to how he talks, of course.
Yes, of course, yes. So, have you got those names down?
Yeah, I'm happy to do any of them really, apart from Austin Powers, because I won't be able to do him. I won't be able to bring him any justice. So
okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to do Powers.
Who wants to do Morgan Freeman? Who's good at Morgan Freeman?
I mean, I don't know if I'm good, but I think I'd be willing to do it.
Yeah, I think same. I think with all of them, I'd be willing to give them a go. Have a go.
Yeah, so maybe we should.
Okay, let's do the draft then. Okay, so the first pick will be made. We'll do Michael first. You get the first pick, Michael.
I'm gonna go for the Governator, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay,
he was the governor of California.
Yeah, I've said that one is probably the least funny scenario, but you know what?
Okay,
I think his accent makes up for it. Okay, Dylan, you're next. Who do you want to go for?
I'll take Rishi. Let's go for Rishi.
Okay. I spent the least time on Rishi Sunak's.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Right. Okay. Next, we have Dylan again, of course.
If it's Snake, it'll be Dylan.
Well, I'll get Paul Merson out because I know that Michael doesn't want to do that one. So
Okay, Paul Merson is Dylan. Michael.
Right, so I'm not going to go for powers because I know Dylan doesn't want to do that one. So I think I'm going to go for... I think I'll go for Batman and Alfred. No, wait. Yes, I will. I'll go for Batman and Alfred, even though I'm not looking forward to my voice, but I think Dylan could do a funny Morgan Freeman.
Okay, sure.
I keep trashing things on my desk.
Okay. So Dylan will be doing Morgan Freeman. Right, first, we'll do Arnold Schwarzenegger first, which is Michael.
Okay, good. Okay, cool.
Right.
Wait, I'm gonna mute myself while I do some practicing. Put that cookie down. There we go. That was good. Okay, yeah, that was good.
So, Michael, I'm going to send you the script now. So, remember, this is written partly by ChatGPT. So,
okay, yeah, that makes sense.
If it's not funny, blame ChatGPT. Okay? All right.
I will.
Good.
Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger was not a man who was easily flustered. From bodybuilding to acting to politics, he has stared down adversity and bested it. A quintessential embodiment of the American dream, however, one Tuesday morning would offer him a challenge of a different nature.
So I'll be the doctor. Arnold, I have some news for you. I'm afraid it's not good.
Hey, Doc, what is it?
Arnold, you've got amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. It's a progressive neurodivergent disease that affects nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord.
What? Come on, Doc. English, please. This is good. I'm good at this.
Arnold, let me simplify it. The disease impacts your muscle movements. Over time, it can result in a decrease in physical function.
Oh, like needing a bit more rest after lifting weights, right? I've been feeling that a bit lately. No big deal.
No, Arnold, it's not just about feeling tired. It's a serious condition. You might lose the ability to walk, talk, even breathe.
That sounds like me after a Schwarzenegger marathon. Running through the jungle, fighting off villains, giving those classic one-liners. I've done it all. Did you see my performance in Predator?
I like how you recorded yourself before or something, and listen back to it. And you're
the only line,
nailed it.
The only line I practiced was me saying, "Put that cookie down." It's the only line I practiced.
Arnold, this is serious. You've got ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease.
Lou Gehrig, a great guy. Met him at a charity event once.
All right, Arnold. We'll discuss this further in our next appointment.
I'm gonna nail it here. Okay, bye, Doc. ALS, Lou Gehrig's, whatever this is. It sounds Indian. It's not going to... It's not going to slow me down. It may take a while to recover, but I'll be back. And then it says, Arnold Schwarzenegger died 10 months later, rest in peace. Yeah. Okay. That was fine.
Yes,
I think I nailed it.
He died at the end, unfortunately. But yeah, no, you do sound... it's hard to do his voice, but I just thought it'd be funny on its own.
I feel like it's easy to do it. It feels easier to do it for a one-off line of his, but when you're trying to do a whole sentence, you realize it's impossible.
I'll be back. Yeah.
Yeah. After a while, I just decided to make him sound like Uta. I want the chocolate.
Okay. So next up, of course, we have Dylan. And Dylan, you're going to be doing Paul Merson first. You okay with that?
Yeah.
Right, this one is a bit long, so you did choose a couple of long ones, Dylan, I have to say. But
that's fun.
Here you are, Paul. A calling for you and a Madry for me. I was feeling a bit exotic.
Actually, Steve, you may think your Madry is made in the capital of Espanol and then exported over here, but that's not the truth, you see. Madry's actually brewed in Burton-on-Trent.
Oh, I didn't know that, Paul. You got any other interesting facts to tell us?
Well, as it happens, Steve, last night I was doing some reading on the Swiss businessman Henry Dunant. You see, he went to visit wounded... This is so ChatGPT, this. He went to visit wounded soldiers after the Battle of Solferino in 1859, right? And this Dunant fella was shocked by the lack of facilities, personnel and medical aid available to the soldiers. So he proposes a permanent relief agency for humanitarian aid in times of war, and also a government treaty recognising the neutrality of the agency and allowing it to provide aid in a war zone.
Wow, that is some interesting stuff, Paul.
Yes, Steve, you're right, but there's more. You see, Dunant's idea eventually evolved into what we now today call the Geneva Conventions.
Is that so? Tell me more.
Certainly, Steve. You see, Dunant's first proposal led to the establishment of the Red Cross in Geneva, and the latter led to the 1864 Geneva Convention, the first codified international treaty that covered the sick and wounded soldiers on the battlefield. However, we're not done there.
We're not, Paul?
No, Paul.
Steve?
Inspired by the wave of humanitarian pacifistic enthusiasm following World War II and the outrage towards the war crimes disclosed by the Nuremberg trials, a series of conferences were held in 1949, reaffirming, expanding and updating the prior Geneva and Hague conventions. It yielded 4 distinct conventions. Would you like me to tell you them, Steve?
Of course, Paul.
So let's start with the first Geneva Convention. This was for the amelioration of the condition of the wounded and sick in the armed forces in the field. It was the 4th update of the original 1864 convention and replaced the 1929 convention on the same subject matter. Then we have the second Geneva Convention, which was for the amelioration of the condition of wounded, sick and shipwrecked members of armed forces at sea and replaced the Hague Convention of 1907. The third convention was relative to the treatment of prisoners of war, which replaced the 1929 Geneva Convention that dealt with prisoners of war. Now, in addition to these 3 conventions, the conference also added a new elaborate 4th Geneva Convention, relative to the protection of civilian persons in time of war. It was the first Geneva Convention not to deal with combatants, rather it had the protection of civilians as its subject matter.
Fascinating stuff, Paul.
Sure is, mate. By the way, have you seen the tits on that barmaid? What a slag! Also,
So
I think Arsenal win the league this season.
good one. I just found the concept funny of Paul Merson talking about the Geneva Convention.
I see.
Yeah.
You see, you're coming around to ChatGPT and the hilarity of the scenarios it can produce for you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The hilarity. So next up is Michael.
So I'm doing Powers, Austin Powers, and Batman and Alfred.
Okay, so we'll do Austin Powers next. Okay.
Let me just mute myself and make sure I've got it absolutely perfect.
This will be great.
Do I make you horny, baby? Don't worry, I've got it nailed. I just made sure it's perfect.
Okay, right. So this is Austin Powers. So take it away, Michael.
It was the year 1945 and the Nuremberg trials were underway, showcasing some of the most despicable crimes ever to be committed by humanity. Amidst the gaunt figures of high-ranking Nazi officers and collaborators, one man stood out, a man of groovy charisma and an unmistakable eccentric personality. His name was Austin Powers.
Mr. Austin Powers, do you understand why you're on trial today?
I don't think it's something very...
Come on.
I don't think it's something very shagadelic, is it, baby?
Here you go.
But do you mind giving me a quick summary?
It's like, yeah, not very shagadelic, baby. Yeah, like that, you know.
Yeah. It's kind of like more like, nasally.
Yeah, a bit more nasally. Yeah, baby, yeah.
Shagadelic, baby.
You, Mr. Powers, you were charged with being a senior guard at the Auschwitz concentration camp. This photograph shows you at the... This
Very good.
This photograph shows you at the camp and it was taken during the war. Can you explain this?
Yeah, baby, I was having a randy old time. I'm a bit camp, after all, get it?
So, Mr. Powers, you do confess to being a guard at Auschwitz.
Yeah, baby, yeah. I was a guard, but a groovy one, you dig?
You do realise the seriousness of these crimes you're being accused of, Mr. Powers. We are talking about the systemic murder of millions of Jews.
Yeah, I know, baby, but I was just following orders, baby, you know?
But you were directly involved in the execution of the thousands of Jews and other prisoners at this camp.
No, baby, that wasn't my bag, baby, I swear.
This is just Cockney. This is just Cockney Austin Powers. Explain, please.
You see, I'm all about love and peace, you know? So all I did was go around the camp saying, do I make you horny, baby? To all the Jewish prisoners. They seem to get a right good cook out of it, baby, yeah.
I find that hard to believe, Mr. Powers. You ought to be executed tomorrow by firing squad.
Oh, behave. I don't know. Groovy, baby. Shagadelic, yeah.
I just love the idea of Austin Powers going, yeah, I was just following orders, baby. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I like the following orders line was quite good.
Yeah.
I like how when he gets sentenced...
If it wasn't me, it would be someone else.
I like how when he gets sentenced, he says, "Oh, behave."
Yeah. Right. I've given Michael another mark out of 5. So now it's on to Dylan. I hope this is good, Dylan, because honestly, I read this in Morgan Freeman's voice and it was quite funny. But obviously, you know, an impression of him. Okay.
I think I can do it. I can't really hear myself, so it sounded...
That's a problem I'm having too.
I would like to drive you, Miss Daisy.
I'm
Miss Daisy,
the penguin.
I would like to drive
I
your
can.
car.
I think
March of the Penguins. Yeah. Right. Okay, Dylan, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go.
Hello. Hang on.
Hello, I am Morgan Freeman, known to many as a voice and embodiment of wisdom, grace, and dignity. My voice tells stories, conjures emotions, takes audiences on wild rises through cinematic universes. Today it's going to take you...
It'd be good if you could say words, Dylan, by the way.
What do you mean?
You know, like words like, instead of rides, you didn't say rises.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah, also you said, instead of combatants, you said combatants.
Yeah, you just missaid a couple of words, Dylan.
You literally never say any words.
Maybe I'll say it a bit slower, because he says things quite slowly too, doesn't he?
Yeah, just take your time, Dylan. Take your time.
Be very methodical of what you say.
Yeah. This is funny, so take your time.
Known to many as a voice and embodiment of wisdom, grace, and dignity. My voice tells stories, conjures emotions, takes audiences on wild rides.
There we go.
Through cinematic universes.
Third time's the charm.
Today, it's going to take you on a different journey. After wrapping up my latest film, I decided to find some tranquility, and I'm drawn to the historic warmth of a traditional gay Turkish bathhouse. Stepping into the bathhouse, I feel the past and present merge in a symphony of senses. There's the comforting humidity, the rich scent of olive soap, the soft echo of water droplets splashing against marble tiles. Then I see him, leaning against a column, eyes closed, lost in the soothing atmosphere. His name is Andrew, an archaeologist I had met earlier in the week at a museum. I had no idea it would be here, in this intimate place of relaxation. Andrew opens his eyes as I approach. A soft smile blooms on his face. He has the kind of beauty that transcends time, much like the bathhouse around us. The warm light dances on his olive skin. His eyes sparkle with intelligence and spirit, and I also see a noticeable bulge peeking out from underneath the water. As the tradition goes, we sit and sweat, allowing the heat and humidity to purge our bodies of the day's weariness. Hours pass like minutes. The bathhouse begins to empty. The day's patrons leaving us alone amidst the steam and the soft echoes of falling water. Eventually, he reaches out, his hand catching mine in a soft grip. His touch sends a ripple of warmth up my arm. For a moment, we sit there, hand in hand, our hearts beating a steady rhythm in the heated silence of the bathhouse. It's not a grand Hollywood romance, but it's real. It's intimate. It's ours. Finally, he makes the first move. He places his soft lips onto mine, sending a mesmerizing tingle through my exposed body. He tells me that he doesn't want to waste another minute. He needs me, craves me. In the warmth of the bath, in the ageless atmosphere, we share a moment that is as timeless as the stories I tell, as the history that surrounds us. He penetrates me from behind. First, slowly, letting his erect phallus fill me up as gently as the trickling water next to us. He then speeds up, each thrust sending an immense wave of pleasure through my sensitive body. After several joyous minutes, we switch positions. Now I'm facing him, his eyes locked onto mine as he goes deeper and deeper into my now widening anus. Finally, to end this perfect day, he takes out his throbbing member. He takes out his throbbing member and sticks it in my waiting mouth, eager for me to please him with my other orifice. And I do. The sensation is clearly too much for Andrew as he climaxes. Filling my mouth with my reward. There is so much that I can't keep it in. Some comes out and smoothly falls into the warm water below. I didn't think the bathhouse water could feel any better on skin. I was wrong. Me and Andrew then say goodbye to each other. I go back to my Hollywood life, and he goes back to his wife. We may never meet again, but what is for certain is we will always have this day where we became one in this gay, Turkish bathhouse.
I mean, he's American, but I didn't really speak with an American voice there.
Yeah, you made him sound
I
like
think
a
I was-
British guy.
I think I was more Trevor McDonald than Morgan Freeman, but I think it's...
There is an asterisk, by the way, Dylan, you didn't read.
Oh.
This story is fictional. It does not depict a real event or personal experience of Morgan Freeman.
Just for the record, Luke, did you write the words fictional?
No, I wrote fictional.
Oh, I thought you.
Oh yeah,
had.
fictional. I got
No,
fictional and fictitious mixed up and amalgamated them into one non-word.
You see, the asterisk at the end, I did not write that. That was ChatGPT who wrote that.
That is such a Did ChatGPT actually write the story though? Because that seems a little bit too edgy for ChatGPT to write.
No, I filled in the the back end, as it were.
Made it a bit more explicit.
Oh, I see. So it was like romantic, but then you took it up a notch.
Yes, up several notches. it just the ChatGPT story just ended with him holding hands and
Oh.
yeah.
And then his hand met mine.
No, I at first I typed in an erotic story and they said no. But even then, I just put like a love story at a Turkish bathhouse with Morgan Freeman, and they had to add the asterisk at the end. This story is fictional. It does not depict a real event or personal experience of Morgan Freeman, which I found funny.
Morgan Freeman is a straight man, and we will not be told otherwise.
So now it's time for Michael to do a Batman.
I think I can do that.
Oh, that's good.
Sorry, I think you're looking for the Batman.
Master Wayne.
I mean, he is just speaking to Alfred here, but obviously it's better to do the actual Batman voice. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you ready, Michael?
It was a calm and quiet evening in Wayne Manor. I was sat on a high-backed chair, brooding under the low light of the study. Across from me, in his usual spot by the fireside, sat Alfred Pennyworth. I sighed, sitting down in the latest financial report from Wayne Enterprises. I was ready to tell him my secret. Alfred. Yes, Master Wayne. I've done something I shouldn't have. And what might that be, sir? I made a mistake. I had gay sex. You what? I had sex with this man, Alfred, in one of the back alleys of Gotham. I couldn't bear lying to myself anymore. Master Wayne, you've been Batman for years now. One of the cardinal rules we've always adhered to is not to have any gay sex. This is just reckless. I know, Alfred, but I just know how good it felt to have another man's cock up my ass. I finally felt fulfilled. Why can't Gotham's Dark Knight let his hair down once in a while? Sir, you need to think about Batman. Your secret identity is Gotham's shield. Bruce, no, I don't know. That's what he says.
Yeah.
Why can't I think about my other identity, Alfred? I'm a homosexual, just as much as I am the Caped Crusader. Master Wayne, you are the scourge of Gotham's criminal underworld. If they found out you were some bloody puff, what do you think would happen? Are you saying that the symbol of Batman would be ruined if everyone knew I was a massive faggot? Precisely, sir. You have to make a choice. I understand what you're saying, Alfred. I have to decide which identity is the most important to me. Although, I did love the feeling of his dick slamming into me. I see now the most important thing in my life is slamming criminals into the ground and then putting them behind bars. That's correct, Master Wayne. Okay, Alfred. By the way, I was thinking of adding another person to this crime-fighting team of ours. Really, sir? Yes. I was thinking of someone younger. A boy, possibly. Yes. A young, supple boy who I could mentor and also groom into a superhero, of course. There we go.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Right. So the last one, Dylan, is Rishi Sunak. Okay. So
Should I do like, because I feel like, so you can't afford your bills. Oh dear. So I feel very sorry for you. Or should we go for Rishi? Let's Rishi.
yeah, I think we should go for that one. Right. Are you ready, Dylan?
Who's Dylan?
Okay.
You're speaking to Rishi now. Get out of my office.
How much of
Get
this can
out
you
of
hear?
my cabinet.
Oh, fucking hell. This is what I meant when I said I spent the least amount of time on Rishi Sunak's impression. So here you go. This is what you have to sing.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can no more. I got the horses in the back. Horse tag is attached. Hat is matte black. Got the boots that's black to match. Riding on a horse, huh? You can whip your Porsche. I've been in the valley. You ain't been up off the porch. Now, can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Can't nobody tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Riding on a tractor, lean all in my bladder, cheated on my baby, you can go and ask her. My life is a movie, bull riding and boobies. A cowboy hat from Gucci, Wrangler on my booty. Can't nobody tell me nothing, you can't tell me nothing. Can't nobody tell me nothing, you can't tell me nothing. Yeah, I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can no more. I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more.
Well done.
Wow.
Cabinet
the
is
best.
now in session.
That was the best Rishi Sunak impression I've ever heard.
I think that's a better Rishi Sunak impression than Rishi Sunak himself. And I
Yeah.
think, I think people would take him a bit more seriously if he started to
Yeah.
use his actual voice in debates. I am big Southampton fan. We got relegated. Do not sell James Ward-Prowse. Do not sell him.
What about Romeo Lavia? Are you happy to sell him?
He doesn't know who that is. I mean, I don't think his PR team hasn't told him who that person is. So.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so I have the scores that I have written for each one of your impressions out of 5, and
Okay.
by a narrow victory of 9 to 8, I'm going to give the win to Dylan.
Really?
Yeah, I thought Dylan was slightly better actually.
Yeah. I think Dylan takes it 9-8. It was close. But yeah, I just, the thing is, I need to know, really, I realised the error of my ways. I should know what impressions you guys are good at, you know?
Yeah, I don't know how many impressions I am good at.
Yeah, the Batman one was good. I like that. And obviously,
one of the reasons I can do that is because I was making fun, as I've already said, of the fact that that's how everybody talks in the new Batman film.
Yes.
Which is bad.
Yes.
It's dramatic.
That's a good point. Anyway, Michael.
I think my Morgan Freeman sounded a bit too Trevor McDonald, as I said earlier, as well.
No, but I liked that impression, honestly. I did.
Oh, thank you.
It
did hurt my nose doing the
just holding your nose for like 2 minutes, talking about being in a gay bathhouse. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It all sprang honestly from imagining like Austin Powers at the Nuremberg trials. I was just following orders, baby. You know, like I just find that very funny. Anyway, shall we do the topics now?
I think I've got an. Okay.
I've got an expressly bad one.
Okay, great, Dylan. Have you got a good one?
I've got an okay one, I suppose. Yeah, it's quite funny. It's a story that I like reminisce with friends. So pretty much I'm saving this for a later topic, but I found like this list of topics that I've come up with for like discussing with a friend of mine, which I will share with you at some point when I have completely run out of ideas, which I was tempted to do this time, but didn't.
Okay.
So I saw a topic on there that I thought. So I'm going to tell you. So obviously there's something you constantly make fun of me about, but you don't really know much about it, and that's the fact that that's about my education. So I want to tell you a bit about
the fact you're privately educated.
About my private education, yes. So I went to a school called Coxworth, which is what we'll call it on the podcast. And I want to send you some pictures. Now we can't share it with people, but I just want to give you an idea of what this place was like. It's pretty much like Hogwarts. There were prefects there, and the prefects were like gowns. I was not a prefect. I was proud of the fact that I was a civilian, not a prefect at this school.
Oh wow!
First of all, this is our year 13 prom. Well, not really prom. We don't use the Americanized thing. The guy in the red trousers is who I really want to speak about, and he was the head teacher of this school. So check how much hair I've got in this other picture as well, which of course like people can't see, but we're talking about it. You could almost say too much.
You're wearing a waistcoat. That's the main takeaway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So is that's you're in non-school uniform now. Is there any reason why you're in non-school uniform?
That's A-level results day. So that's me finding out that I've got to go through clearing, and I ended up with York, and met some good friends, and like I do remember
people
like
walked into your room all the time.
A few times I think it was like midnight.
Stealing
once,
coins.
I think. Midnight. Oh yeah. I was pissed off about that. Oh, what did Ben do to my coins as well?
Oh no, that was funny. That was a classic. There was somebody I think who was encouraging him. I can't really remember. I think Ben put all of your coins in his foreskin. He used his foreskin as kind of a coin pouch for your beloved precious antique coins.
I liked those coins. They had Peter Rabbit on the back of them. But no, I was going to tell you about my head teacher, who's the man in both pictures with the red trousers on.
Who bummed you?
I won't say his name, but he sounded like this. This is the way that he would speak when he was talking.
Oh, look, we got something for the impression writer.
You've been very bad. You've been very bad, so you're being bummed. We asked him, like, what football team do you support? And he said, Gillingham. I love Come on the Gills. He didn't say Come on the Gills, but that's like I always like add that in when I retell that.
It's good banter.
It's good banter, yeah. But anyway, there was a funny story he told once about so at this school we had like stables with like horses and everything like that.
Yeah.
Does that surprise you, Luke? So anyway, we had like these stables with like horses on, and he did like this assembly. It was like, now some of you have been going down to the stables to have a cigarette. And I have to tell you something, that when you are smoking your cigarette at the stables, the ash from the cigarette goes onto the hay catches fire, and the horses, they will burn.
You told me this, yeah.
Have I told you this before? I didn't think that's hence why you're not finding it hilarious, as you were doing the first time I told you.
Maybe Michael we just can't hear him because of his connection.
Michael is really loving this, and he's going to give me a really high rating because of it. But yeah, anyway, that's kind of like that. That's a few stories there. And there was a time actually, like our history teacher, like he was going to park, and our history teacher was off to like park his car, and he drove into the AstroTurf. So like his car like plummeted right through like this fence and like tipped over. We had to get like the fire brigade down to like where the stable area was, and we actually thought that someone had actually set fire to the stables, and could like picture this our head teacher running down going, "I warned you this would happen, and like, the prophecy has been foretold." Like that. But it was actually just our history teacher had injured himself, and it was actually he had to be airlifted out. He's a bit strange actually. Our history teacher. He's still like he adds people on Facebook, and I see like occasional pictures where he's like in his house. He's got like a big pedo mustache now as well, and there's like pictures of him in his house with like former students. It was so lovely to see Fletcher again the other day, and I really hope that university is going well. So yeah,
that's a weird name, Fletcher.
Yeah, the picture I sent you with us having like in the garden with Mr. Red Trousers. The girl next to me, I ended up sleeping with at the end of that night, which was quite regretful. She was Greek, and
Really?
she was like, I give my love to you. I stay in this country for you. And I spent the
person-
entire
Why
week.
was it regretful?
I spent the entire week afterwards trying to dump her, but couldn't find a way to, because obviously that we were still doing our A-level exams, and it wouldn't be right. Apparently, it wouldn't have been right to throw her off. But having said that, the fact that I was being so quiet with her just threw off her A-level exams anyway. But yeah, it was it was a funny.
And then she got deported back to Greece because of that.
She
the
did,
government
yeah,
wouldn't let her stay in the country anymore.
But it wasn't the government, it was the school, because she told the school that she was going to stay with me over the summer, and then they ran my mum to confirm that. My mum was like, "No, Dylan would not say that," and I was like, "Yeah."
Wait, what?
That's what we thought. We'll just get her on the plane to Greece as soon as we can, and they did. And not seen her since. They sent her.
So that's a real thing that happened.
That's a real thing that happened. Yeah, the school sent her to Greece, like without.
To be honest,
her
Dylan,
wanting to
that should have been the main focus of the
Yeah,
topic. I
that's a
like how like your
crazy
entire
story.
topic was about this head teacher who talks kind of weird, and then right at the end, as just after your time is already done, you're just like, "Oh, by the way, I slept with somebody who was using me as a green card and trying to commit like identity fraud." I know we don't have the green card system in the UK, but whatever. Tried to commit identity fraud and was then deported. It's actually very funny that you presented that as like, anyway, whatever.
Yeah,
So,
no, I agree. Anyway,
remember that when you rated my topic.
imagine ruining your life because of Dylan. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Yeah,
that's the worst way to ruin your life. Anyway, let's give Dylan a rating. Dylan, you go first.
Give myself an 8.
Okay, Michael.
God. I mean, it wasn't that good. Because it was really just about a guy who I guess had a vaguely interesting way of talking.
Yeah.
That was the main crux.
You told me you found it really funny.
Yeah, well, yeah. On a meta level, it's very funny that you brought up a far more interesting story as a complete aside. But I don't think I can reward that. Really, I'm only going to give you a 6, which even then, I mean, it's pretty nice actually.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm giving you a 6.
I'm debating on whether to give you a 6 or a 5, Dylan. I guess I'll give you the 6 because that story at the end was interesting.
Well, we'll tell that story next week. We'll hear all about that story next week.
So anyway, my topic. Can you hear me, Michael?
I can.
Okay, good. I'm going to ask you what. It's a fun topic which I don't think we've talked about before, and it surprises me because it's a nice, funny question. So I'm going to ask you, what would be if you were a pornographic actor? What would be your pornographic actor name? And basically, it'd have to be something like funny, like because most of them are funny, I think. Well, the male ones certainly. See, you got to be creative with it. It's got to be something to do with the fact that you have a really like big dick. Yeah. Otherwise, you're just wasting that opportunity. I don't know if you.
That's it. Yeah.
Have you thought about this before, Dylan or Michael?
I've got my name
Already.
What?
Mm-hmm.
How long have you thought about this?
Well,
what 10, 20 seconds?
Okay, let's hear it then.
My punchline is Richard Massive. But obviously, we shortened Richard to
Massive, like so Dick Massive. Yeah.
That's it, yeah.
Mr. Massive. I don't know. Just the thing is, it's not an actual surname, Massive. So
No, Massive. I think Massive is.
Massive,
it's a type of dog.
Well, what about?
Are you saying Mastiff?
No, I was saying Massive.
wait,
what
no,
about?
maybe
What about Gargantuan then? Dick Gargantuan.
Well, Gargantuan. I mean, there's the famous Humongous.
Oh yeah. What
Humongous.
about or just black? Because we know that will therefore mean very big.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna give myself like a black man's name, like
Okay.
like
let's see
something
how
like I'm gonna be
racist
called.
this is.
Yeah, I'm gonna be called Tyrone. I was gonna say Tyrone Cole.
Oh shit.
If I was Asian, mine would be Lohang,
Yeah.
just because I think that implies something pretty impressive.
No, that's good. Yeah. So I've got a good answer for what my surname would be. I'm not sure about the first name, but I've got a great answer for the surname, which I think I first realised this when doing our Star Trek parody. Remember our gay Star Trek parody, which has got 10k views.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, and one of the fagotarians said, "I want to make Captain Picard Captain Dick Hard," and I was like,
Yes.
"Oh yeah," and that would be my porn star surname, Picard. Because here's the thing, it rhymes with Dick Hard, but Pick Hard also kind of works as a porn star name, right? And you may be thinking,
Yeah.
wait, that's French. I'm not French, but of course Patrick Stewart, has an English accent as well. And
yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, and of course it would show that my love of Star Trek would be shown, and yeah, that's the main thing, all the Star Trek fans, which I imagine are the core audiences of porn, for stereotypical reasons, i.e. they don't have girlfriends or wives.
Some of them do
yeah,
actually.
Yes.
Some of them.
Well, most of the time they're married to porn stars.
Oh,
Oh, that's fun. I mean, there's a lot of female porn stars that are married, and there's this one woman who's she always insists on her boyfriend wearing condoms, but in her videos she never wears condoms.
Who is this, Dylan?
Oh wow, that's pretty
I
bad.
think
Who is this?
she's called Aurora Snow, something like that.
Oh, I know. I've heard of that person.
I have not.
It's pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, so honestly I think that is a really solid porn star name, Picard.
I like the name Boris Johnson because he's already done a good enough
funny.
job at fucking the country.
We honestly need a left track after that.
No,
That's the time for
I
left.
think my is sufficient.
If it were me, I would just go for a name that I think sounds cool, like Dex Banger,
Dex Bang.
but
Mr. Banger, sir.
Mr. Banger.
yeah, or I don't know, but I feel like a lot of mine wouldn't be actual surnames, like Johnny Smash. But the thing is, what about? Oh, I've got it, Johnny Ripper.
What? No, you can't. That's too close to Raper. You
What
can't do
about,
that.
what about Jack Ripper?
That's the same issue.
Middle name.
I got one. Wait, no, maybe I don't. I was gonna say so I was imagining Hyde is a surname. I was gonna imagine my name would be Creep. My first name would be Creep,
Okay.
and my surname something weird like that.
Well,
That's
Creep Hyde.
when you said come up with a porn star name, the first name that came into my head was the name of an actor who's not a porn star, but I immediately thought of Chris Rock, or instead of Chris Rock, Chris Cock. I just like the idea of taking established names and just making them to porn star names.
well, that's what I've done with Picard. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess it's fictional.
Sits in the audience psyche much better. There's
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr., Robert Plowshe. Oh, kind of the junior in there.
Poonia. Or Junior.
Yeah. But that's the thing. When I think of Robert, I just think of Robert Down Syndrome Jr. That's what I
I was thinking that.
that's it, yeah.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, that's what.
What about instead of? Oh wait, what about Justin? You got to do something like Justin, I'm wondering, is that like a surname, like a German surname, starts with like her? Oh wait, okay, like so like Justin Her, but like with a double R, like so like a surname, Justin Her.
Okay. And I'm gonna go for first name Mike because like that sounds like my.
That's a good name. That's a sexy
Yeah.
name.
Yeah, but Mike Pickard. There you go. My Pickard.
Mike
Works-
Dickard.
works. Exactly, and it also rhymes with that. So yeah, I think we've got it, lads. If we ever go down that avenue, then yeah, I think we're gonna do very well. So yeah, that's my time up. By the way, it's 10 minutes now. So
What's small to some might be big to others, you know. So there's no.
And also, it's what you do with it that counts.
exactly. Right. Let's rate the topic. Dylan, can you give a rating?
7.
You're giving me less than yours, you fucking prick. Wow. Unbelievable. Michael?
Just because I don't think mine's very good, and I want to minimise the risk of us tying, I guess I'll give you an 8.
Okay, thank you. You know what? I'm going to give myself an 8 as well.
I love how you're not worried about, even though your topic's not very good, you're not worried about tying with me. You're just worried about tying with me.
Yeah, well, I think mine's better than
Okay.
It's not great, but it's not
Jesus
not
Christ.
terrible, Dylan.
I've given myself an 8 the last 6 weeks in a row.
So the basic question is, what? God, it's embarrassing. What Hogwarts house would you be? That's the basic question. But then I
That's
also
such a
wanted
normie
to.
question. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I know it's very normy. Well, that's kind of what makes it bad. Here's the thing, and I was saying how it could get interesting. So this is something I'd like to add as a little, just to spice it up a bit. Do y'all know about the Myers-Briggs personality test?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. So basically, Dylan's voice cracked. That gets included in the funniness of my
I was
topic.
going to mute that when I went back and listened to it, but I suppose I'll
No.
keep it since it's been acknowledged.
Anyway, so basically, I came up with, I think, a pretty good system, and this is kind of what I'm interested in. So we can talk about what we think we'd be, but I want to know if you guys agree. So as we know, the Myers-Briggs personality is, it's got 4 dyads in it. Firstly, extrovert versus introvert, then sensing versus intuition, thinking versus feeling, and judging versus perceiving. And I kind of was like saying to myself, maybe there's a way to make those correspond to the Hogwarts houses. What would make somebody a Slytherin would be judging, because I think Slytherin, they'd be very judgmental, wouldn't they?
Yes.
What would make somebody and this is where I was a little bit off, but I think probably what would make someone a Ravenclaw would be thinking, maybe. And then what would make someone a Hufflepuff might be possibly sensing, or maybe intuition. I don't know. I don't know which one, which way to go. And of course, what would make someone a Gryffindor would be being extroverted, because of course they're supposed to be brave. Because this is the thing which I'm going to take away from Harry Potter. Do we know what Myers-Briggs personality types we are?
Yes, I just literally while you were spouting that Harry Potter
That's a
shit,
good idea.
I went on to because I remember doing that quiz that was years ago, and I remember I was an INTG. That was it. That was what I got.
J.
J. My apologies.
Yeah, you know what's interesting about that, Luke? I'm also an INTJ.
Yeah, it says.
I bet Dylan's probably not that.
I think
you're
I was
probably
I was an E, but then what? So what's the N stand for?
I think sensing versus intuition is I think intuition is more like you kind of think about things in abstract terms, whereas sensing is like you kind of have to engage with things kind of directly and physically.
So apparently, I am the mastermind. INTGs are analytical problem solvers, eager to improve systems and processes with their innovative ideas. They have a talent for seeing possibilities for improvement, whether at work, at home, or in themselves. Okay, well, there you go. That's me.
Yeah. Just for record, so sensing versus intuition, it says, how do you collect information? Sensors gather facts from their immediate environment and rely on the things they can see, feel, and hear. Intuitives look more at the overall context and think about patterns, meanings, and connections.
Great. I mean, all this, of course, the Myers personality test is bullshit, really, of course.
Right, yeah. I think it's one of those things where it's like, it's a vaguely, it's an arbitrary characterization or categorization among infinite, potentially valid categorizations. So, of course, now this creates, while Dylan's doing his thing, this creates an interesting question of, so you're an INTJ, which means, based on what I just laid out there, you could either be a Slytherin or a Ravenclaw. And I've always said that I feel like, according to the conventional understandings, I'm probably either a Slytherin or a Ravenclaw. So what do you think you are, Luke?
Well, I mean, I've done this fucking test before, and
I would guess you're probably a Ravenclaw.
yeah, but no, that's the thing. I did. I remember that I got Gryffindor, but everybody fucking gets Gryffindor.
Yeah, that's it.
But
Yeah.
I guess Ravenclaw would probably be it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
Honestly, even while Dylan literally just made fun of this, I've kind of always just accepted the fact I'd probably be a Slytherin.
You see,
you
I
definitely
would not
be.
ultimately. I would not be a Slytherin. That's something I can very.
No, yeah, that's the thing. So I think that's an interesting thing because we have the same Myers-Briggs, but I think the fact that you'd be a Ravenclaw and I'd be a Slytherin speaks to a deeper difference between us.
Yeah.
I think we've learned a lot. Anyway, Dylan.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Well, I think I was like I was extroverted. I remember.
Yeah, you're definitely extroverted. Yes.
Yeah, but to be honest, I mean, just absent anything else, if I was just asked without the Myers-Briggs context, I would say you were a Hufflepuff.
You think I'm a Hufflepuff?
That's what I said.
Which I think.
No, but you said that. I remember we had that because you said that I was a Hufflepuff just to annoy me, and then you said afterwards, actually, I think you'd be a Gryffindor just because you do stupid things without thinking about the consequences. I mean, it's like it was quite. I think it was quite Gryffindor of me to fall over at the youth centre, and
Well, like Neville Longbottom's a Gryffindor.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't remember. I just remember like making fun of you for being a Hufflepuff because I think you did a quiz and you got Hufflepuff. I think that was what happened.
It wasn't a good. It's because I answered the nice questions too nicely. I think I made out that I was nicer than I actually am. And I think that's why I got a Hufflepuff.
But it's just funny. It's just funny. No one wants to be a Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
But then the great Cedric Diggory, rest in peace, he was a Hufflepuff, and he was
Shut
the
up.
Quidditch captain.
Well, I will say that I've actually thought, just to completely, and I know we're over, but I just wanted to say I've actually thought maybe that the actual difference should be Ravenclaws are intuitive and Hufflepuffs are feeling.
I'd quite like to be a Ravenclaw, but I don't think I'm clever enough to be a Ravenclaw.
You wouldn't even get into Hogwarts, Dylan.
Ouch. But then again, one of the smartest students of the school was in Gryffindor, so there's that. But that actually,
we all know that's bullshit.
That imposes a
Yeah, it's literally just because she invented this idea of there'll be different characteristics, but then she realized that people only hang out of their own house, and it would be terrible if every single person is all just the same in a house. So then she decided, okay, they're defined by these category or these personality traits, but also they have wildly different personality traits for no reason.
Yeah,
What an
Hermione is with me in Ravenclaw. That's where she should be.
It does also impose a massive security issue because Gryffindor's house was barracks were password protected, but the Ravenclaw barracks, the common room, was protected by a riddle that you had to solve, and I'm sure Hermione would be able to easily solve any riddle. So she can get into that common room and
let's stop simping for Hermione, guys.
Mess up all of their shit.
It always ends in
and
this.
that,
right. Anyway, Dylan, do you want to give Michael a rating?
8.
Fuck you. I'm the only one who gets a 7. Right, Michael, give yourself a rating.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess, like I said, it would be bad, but just to minimize the risk of us,
just give what you want. Just give what you want.
I'll give myself an 8.
Okay. Well, right. You know what, Michael? I'm going to give you an 8 as well. Because I don't want to. Actually, you know what? It was fun when we did that little quiz last week, right? So I'm on.
Okay, I'm good.
I'm on a website which is 20 fun facts about Toronto. Let's see how the first one is Toronto was called York, which I, of course, already knew. Okay. Fucking hell. Let's talk about the CN Tower. Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay. I actually went there. Literally. Okay.
Oh, good. Right. So the CN Tower. Can you tell me then what year it was completed? What year it was open?
Now, I think it was either 74 or 76. Is that right?
You are right. It is one of those 2 years.
I think it might have been 76.
You are correct. It is 76. I have to trust, by the way, you're not looking that up.
No, well, the thing is, so basically, there was a massive queue to get into, and I actually respect them for doing this. There was a giant queue to get up the tower, and while there was that giant queue, they had loads of information.
Wait, Dylan, I'm sorry, Dylan, were you
in the queue?
Were you
place.
showing Michael the answer there?
No, I wasn't. I
he
googled
wasn't.
it, so I knew
wasn't
what the
even
answer.
looking.
So I could have the fun of being when people know the answers to the quiz questions.
No, I know.
Oh,
I just,
that's right.
I just saw you flash the phone at the screen. I was like,
Just to show you that I'd
Yeah, that would have been quite funny.
Yeah.
Actually.
It's like,
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to read that anyway. But yeah.
Well done, Michael. A nice little topical final thought for me. I got in line to watch Oppenheimer around lunchtime, but I realised it was 3 hours long and I was starving. So I went to the barbecue instead.
It's good. Very funny. Michael, final thought?
Yes. So I was queuing up for Barbie, and basically I realized that I had surgery, like a surgery that needed doing, but I couldn't. But I the only surgeon I had was somebody who couldn't pronounce English third-person pronouns properly, so I went to the Oppenheim queue instead.
That's good. That's very good. Well done. I like that.
Thank you.
My final thought is that Michael's actually won 3 weeks in a row now. By the way.
Wow.
And next week we've got Brexit bill.
Okay. So
where was
the
this
next
Michael last week?
Yeah, hopefully we'll. And what were you doing then? Oh yeah, gay movie parodies. That's what I've got scheduled.
Yay!
Gay movie parodies, great. Right, so there you go. So you got 2 weeks to prepare, so they better be good. So this has been the Poker's Gay.
Stuff.
This may be our worst episode ever, but anyway, goodbye.
I think it's gonna be okay.
Bye.
Bisexual.